Welcome, my allies. This is Sultan Alakazam. If you didn't see my previous top 10, then here is your update. My channel will be changing to Sultan Samrat soon. Oh yeah, I also forgot to credit the one with this idea, Inazuna. Why do I always forget to credit him? Seriously, why? I can't remember. Mega Evolutions often tip the fate of battles, though sadly new ones haven't been introduced ever since Gen 6. So, why am I making this video in Gen 7? Well, I'm just very late upon deciding my favorite top 10 megas. I'm mainly judging based on my liking for using the mega, or its stats, or just its design. Mega Ampharos. I already enjoyed using this trusty electric type Ampharos, but thought it was cool and strange that Ampharos became a dragon type by growing hair. Though I suppose it isn't so weird now when you have a Pokemon that gains the dragon type with a longer neck, but in Gen 6, Ampharos was the strangest case for that. Don't get me wrong, I do like the dragon electric typing. I got Pokemon White for that exact reason. Nonetheless, I thought it was a good idea for a fairly bulky electric Pokemon. Not something I usually say because bulky and electric types usually don't go in the same sentence, but it does give more bulk and a huge boost to special attack, so it can use moves like Stab, Thunderbolt, and Dragon Pulse, both being useful types. Though its awkward stat distribution for its type is also the reason why it scores low here. Plus, there are mega designs I like better than Ampharos. Mega Metagross. I've hardly ever used this Pokemon, and much less than any other Pokemon on this list, but it gets here solely on its extremely good short first impression it left on me. This thing looks amazing, and easily wrecks teams. In fact, Steven's team in Oraz didn't really give me trouble, but this beast did, and it is no easy matter taking this thing out. I mean, just give this thing the priority move Bullet Punch, and it doesn't even need a strong move, plus a good amount of its moves can capitalize from its monstrous attack, plus Tough Claws, its Mega's ability. Mega Gardevoir. If you saw my last top 10, it may not surprise you that Gardevoir is one of my favorite megas. Now, I mainly enjoy Gardevoir for its type. I mean, its type turned Drake from the biggest pain to the biggest joke. I mean, all you have to do in Oraz is just sweep him with Moonblast. Of course, there should be no problems with this considering Mega Gardevoir's insane special attack stat. So in other words, Mega Gardevoir is on this list for being essentially what I wanted to do to Dragon types since I was about 9 years old. Mega Lucario. I don't think you can have a top 10 Mega Evolutions list without the original. Well, I mean you could, but that'd be weird, as Lucario is the original. It was the very first instance of us to use a Mega, unless you played Oraz first, and it didn't disappoint. Mix Mega Lucario's epic design with its excellent move pool and its excellent mixed attacking stats with its ability, and you have a force to be reckoned with, but sadly, it doesn't gain much of a better typing. Not saying Fighting Steel is bad, but I think there are better types around. I should have said this earlier, but I really like megas that really brought back some Pokemon from obscurity, and Camerupt is definitely one of them. Now, it was okay before, though its type was pretty good despite being quad weak to water. Though normal Camerupt seemed somewhat borderline to me, I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to use it on a team or not, because its stats seemed kind of borderline to me. But then they gave it a Mega to give it that boost that I think it needed. Now, if only we could get that desperate needed boost for Torkoal. Anyway, mixed attacking is this Mega's strong suit, so that is good, plus beneficial with its ability of sheer force, as it isn't much dependent on a burn strategy as it is of scoring extra damage with many fire moves. Lastly, getting Stab, Flamethrower, and Earthquake is flat out amazing, and you know it. Mega Sceptile. When I first saw one of my all-time favorite Pokemon getting this really defiant, tough-looking Mega, it cemented me getting Trico as my starter in Oraz. I mean, I already used Blaziken's Mega, then there was just a fat, muscular, fish Mega Swampert. Not only that, its typing was a very interesting one, and it did give Sceptile some new options for moves, giving it moves to use instead of easily resisted grass moves as Stab. Of course, it is very useful for dealing with dragon types, but it would have been really nice if we could have had it in Gen 1! Sorry, the memories of fighting Drake are just triggering me again. Mega Aerodactyl. Alright, I remember this thing being an offensive beast. A good physical typing, excellent speed, and a wide variety of physical moves, and an ability that makes you profit from most of them even more. Honestly, if you let this stay out even one turn, you're really putting yourself in danger, and that is what I really like about it. It learns a wide diversity of moves, so you can hit unsuspecting enemies with super effective attacks or with crazy attack power, and it's just broken. That's all I can say. I don't regret using it ever. Only a very few Megas outclass this on my list. It's just flat out broken. Mega Blastoise. What can I say? I'm a sucker for Mega Blastoise's design. It isn't so much that Mega Blastoise is amazing in battle. I mean, true, it gets stat buffs, but what Mega doesn't? Although, I do like how its special attack becomes much better, even though Blastoise is mainly sturdy, though that isn't its ability. Its actual ability, Mega Launcher, which I'm not a huge fan of because it only strengthens a very specific few moves. Only able to get stab out of one of these moves, that being Water Pulse, of all things, so you can sort of see why I'm not too big on this idea and think there could have been better abilities, but I do nonetheless really like this Mega. Mega Charizard Y. I think Mega Charizard X's design looks really nice with the color scheme, but I have to say number 2 is actually Charizard Y's form. I haven't done much competitive battling and consider myself by no means an expert. However, in the battling I have done, I have seen what a true monster Charizard Y is. This right here is a real Mega Evolution, emphasizing the correct stats, and in this case special attack, in which Charizard uses primarily anyway. Not only that, it has Drought as an ability, which is pretty much the perfect ability for it. With this, it can pull out a Solar Beam in one turn and magnify its fire attacks. Not only that, it also halves the power of water moves, meaning it is weakening its water weakness, not to mention being a huge threat to any water-type Pokemon that comes in Zard Y's way. I always found it a tremendous help in any battle I use thanks to its flexible offensive moveset and ability. As for number 1, you know what that is, because that is literally my current channel art. Mega Alakazam. Of course. This should be the least surprising Pokemon on this list. Where should I even start? Alakazam was my favorite Pokemon even prior to Gen 6. Then, some older Pokemon were given Megas. Eventually, Alakazam was revealed as one of these Pokemon. You can imagine how I felt at that moment. Not only that, just its design is amazing! I couldn't ask for a better looking Mega for Alakazam, honestly. Alright, time to get serious. In battle, don't ever underestimate it. Its defense may be a joke, but it'll probably annihilate you before you can even slap it. I mean, just look at that speed and special attack. You're almost guaranteed to be slower, without Trick Room anyway. Plus, it can use a wide variety of special attacks, any of which will do massive damage. I once used a Mega Alakazam and struck down Primal Groudon and Kyogre, both primal forms, only losing to the Mega Rayquaza that came after them, using Dragon Ascent. And of course, remember I said its defense is kind of still garbage. That is the power of a Mega Alakazam for you, and that is the reason why it is my favorite. Well, now you know my all-time favorite Megas. So, what do you think? Of course, this is my opinion, so if you didn't agree, tell me what you have in your mind in the comment section. Though, that'll be all for now. If you enjoyed, be sure to slay that like button, sub, and share. I will see you next time, my allies.